Wait, let's say our pronouns real quick. I'm a he.
I'm a starfish. You and I are sick.
You walked into a lion's den.
You wouldn't know that it was human meat until they said to you, human carpaccio.
When I think about eating people, not only do I think about how they would taste, but I also like to think about their personality.
Walked into a lion's den.
Just call me my guy and we're good.
Yeah, call me my dude. That's it. You sound like the dumbest robot made.
I am the dumbest robot.
Thank you for listening to Splittin Hairs. On this podcast, you're gonna learn about yourself. I'm Ashlynn.
My name is Chris Metcalf.
We're all lizard people anyway.
Is there a balance? So would you say that there's a balance? So like a textbook perfect mansplain is a textbook.
You are such a white straight male. Like you want the recipe to a perfect mansplain.
yeah. I really do.
Not do it.
What's that?
I said you could just not do it.
Well, I also, for the sake of the show, like it's like a clashing of worlds here. So like,
oh, for people listening,
to like get
so
the
you want
truth.
me to like give your troops some information.
I like how you think I'm trying to do it for like maniacal reasons. I'm actually doing it to be like, how can I avoid this further?
I just don't trust you. After I found out that you share your rising star and your moon star with Hitler,
Adolf
I just
Hitler?
don't trust you anymore.
I'm glad you brought that up because I can't. Did I tell you this off mic? I have like a fucking. Ever since you said that to me, I like have been. It's like stuck with me where I'm like, that's so weird. That's so weird.
Oh, Mr. I don't believe in horoscopes.
I know, but it
Mr.
now.
I don't believe in my star.
But it got in my head because, like, you know, we've been getting back into doing stand-up, and, like, as we all know, Adolf Hitler was a painter who quit painting to kill the Jews.
Yeah.
And so, like, he chose to be, like, not capitalist, but, like, chose to basically, like, do this terrible thing, but be, you know, fairly successful at it, but for evil things, rather than, like, stick with the painting, like, the blank canvas is too hard for me to take in.
Right.
It is an endless world.
Because he's an artist, right? That was denied and rejected, and so
and didn't stick with it, right?
But a part of you, as like any artist, and not saying like we all fucking resonate with Hitler, but like.
But there's days.
No, I wasn't gonna say that.
I was gonna say.
Not for me. There's no days for me where I just wake up. And
that's not what I was saying. What I was saying is that there's days, and we've joked about this, where you're just like, why am I doing this again? Like, why am I doing fucking stand-up? Like, why do I
with
just
the whole
eat
rejection shit?
Yeah, and then you're just like, I should just go the other way. I should just be like a Wall Street fucking douchebag, fucking like money-hungry lunatic. Not that that's as bad as Hitler, but in 2021 it is. So like I've been like, and so like anytime I'm like, fuck this comedy shit, this is fucking bullshit, and then I'm like, no, don't be like Hitler, don't do.
Ever since I told you.
Yes, it's like been in my mind.
What's funny to me though is that that's your possibility of how far you're willing to go to meet Hitler's evil.
Yeah.
Like you're not like, oh, I feel like killing people, right? You're like, I feel like going to Wall Street. I'm like, you're such a fucking beach boy. You're like such a beach boy where you're like, I'm gonna go evil. I'm gonna go on Wall Street. Like,
yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna get overprescribed to ADD drugs and microdose all day and trade stocks.
That's so funny.
Yeah, and be empty inside. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so like, where were we? We were saying something about like you being very Hitler. Oh, because of the troops. You were like, what's the perfect recipe for a mansplain?
Yes, for a mansplain, right.
Well, I would just, if a woman doesn't understand something, or anyone, let them, like, don't always state the obvious, right? Like, because then it just makes people feel dumb.
Right, so okay.
So like, let people ask questions, right? Like, if a girl, like if you're teaching someone to fish, like, you're not like, this is the fishing rod, right? Like, you're like, this is the fishing rod. This blah blah blah. Look at the hook right here. But sometimes when you guys talk to women, you'll explain what a fishing rod is. Like, it's the enough.
So the thing I was gonna ask was like.
But I wonder if it's just because you want to look smart in front of girls.
See, but I'm not into like.
You're not into like impressing girls with intellect? Because I will agree.
Yeah, it's these boyish good looks. It's this hobo look that I got going on.
I was gonna say, you have never impressed me with intellect.
Yeah.
I've never seen you be intellectual in front of girls you date.
No. I'm going for laughs. That's pretty much all I'm going for. But what I was going to say is, like, we said before there's, like, a recipe, right? There's, like, a recipe of, like, explaining something that's very obvious, but there's also a tone to it. So I wonder, like, if you maybe, let's use the me telling the thing about the song from last night from the show. Maybe that's not an obvious piece of information to you, but if I said it in, like, a condescending way, that could be classified under a mansplain. It's like a 75-25, or like, you know what I'm saying? It's not 50-50.
I guess. I mean, I wouldn't. I would just, like, I'd be like, Chris is being a fucking dickhead. You know? Like, I wouldn't be like, Chris is mansplaining.
You know what I should do? I should just, like, go the other way. Like, if I ever do teach a girl how to fish, which I don't know why I would. I'm not, like, some fisherman. But, like, if I was to teach a girl how to fish, like, and just be like, yeah, we're going fishing. So, there's the bait. Have at it. And, like, they've never fished, and they're like, how do I do it?
But
I'm
you
just
see,
like, I'm not gonna.
But why is that your interpretation of a girl learning how to fish? I don't want to do it.
Well, it depends on the girl.
But all girls, the girl that came to your head, out of all girls that you know, the girl that came to your head was dumb and didn't know how to do it. You see? That's the problem right there. That's it.
But if I was teaching you how to fish, I'd be like, show me how to use this pole.
No, you'd be like, this is a pole, okay? You can grab it, no homo. Like, you'd be like, not in a straight way. Like, you would have stupid jokes that I would rather drown than let you teach me how to fish. I'd just be like, throw me over, okay? That's it.
You know what's funny? Dudes don't mansplain to dudes though, which is hilarious. They'll just let their peers fail.
No, I think they let them learn. I think they'll be like, they'll say that, here, dude, that's the bait, have at it. But when a girl's around, you gotta explain it. Like, that's the thing, because look at your eyes, and you're like, the truth in your head is exploding.
It's
exploding because it's not what intent, though, but for some reason, your stupid head, you think we need that, like, right? Like,
but I'm also trying to see. The reason I was laughing though is because then I was in that moment before you were starting to say that, I was like thinking, well, if I did have one of my friends,
also,
like teaching them something they didn't know how to do, I still think that I'd be like, all right, so this is the fishing pole. Here's your hook. You want to take the line and tie it to
But you see the difference? You're not like. You see the difference when you're talking to a guy? You're like, this is the pole, this is the hook. But with a girl, you're like, this is the fishing pole, and then this is the thing. Like when you.
I don't talk like that to women. I don't talk like that to women if I explain it. I'm not like, this is the fishing pole. I do not.
I cannot tell you how many times you've explained stuff like that to me.
Where I use that cadence. You are so full of shit. You are so just like how you said in your mind. That's how I sound to you. I think that's like with the other way when you were saying I'd use a deep voice for you. I think that's how you think I sound.
When you're mansplaining, that's how you sound to me.
Yeah.
Oh no, did you actually know that this score was written specifically for this show? I didn't, Chris. I didn't. That's how I respond in my head.
I'm just like a little bitch.
Yeah,
bitch
only when you explain stuff.
Right.
Are you a little bitch?
I like magically morph into like a hey, by the way.
But you've also like taught me stuff and not in a mansplaining way.
Well, I was just gonna say the swim lesson. I was gonna ask, was I mansplaining during swim lessons? Like I.
No.
You weren't like, all right, I know how to jump in the pool, dick.
You know, like okay, so here's the thing, right? Like for instance, when we're doing this podcast, right, and you're like, there are some things I don't know, right? So there are some things that you tell me, like, hey, Ashlynn, like you'll tell me, like, hey, be careful for this. This problem might occur. Be careful for this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then there's sometimes when you're like, we have to name the folder this and put everything in the folder like that, and it's like, you know that you've taught me this before. So why are you retelling me and like so explaining? Like, why are you doing that? Like, that's when you're like, there have been times where you're like, hey, I just want to let you know, while you're editing, this might happen, and you can just do this and this and that. But then there are times where you're explaining stuff exactly like that. You're like, there's a folder for everything, and you want to put the folder in this folder, and open a folder for this. And I'm like, That's when I turn into my moon star friend, Uma Thurman, and I like want to give you the 5 points.
Yeah, and then I shit my pants or whatever happens when that goes
You
down.
die, remember?
Oh yeah, he just dies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the thing about mansplaining too, I think it's a confusion for everybody, right?
I was gonna say, I forgot to yes.
It's like, it's not that mansplaining is new, but I think mansplaining is something that has been, that now we are all aware of. Like, I'm sure there were years and years and years that people were like, no, men just explain it like that. And then someone was like, and then like someone maybe saw the man explaining something exactly the same but to a man and was like, why did he explain it different? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like mansplaining, like where did the term come from, right? I'm not saying that the action is new, but the term is kind of like...
Well, I see, it's funny because before we started hanging out and became friends, like, I assumed mansplaining was way more over the top. Like, in the sense that, like, you could almost, like, see a guy mansplaining a woman from across the street. You know what I mean? Where he'd be like sort of what we said, but, like, really over the top. Like you're sitting down... to like a guy, like a couple sits down and they're at a bar and he gets a whiskey and he's like, what did you get to drink? And she's like, whatever, I got a Manhattan. And he's like, oh, you like whiskey? And she's like, oh, I love whiskey. And then he goes on like a 15-minute fucking diatribe about whiskey.
But that's like the movie version of mansplaining. That's what you're picturing mansplaining is.
Right, but then until we hung out and you like called me out on things for mansplaining, I was like, what are you talking about? Like, because in my mind at the time I was like, I'm not telling this to you because you're a woman and I don't think that you like are beneath me or can't handle it or I need to explain it to you in a certain way. I'm more telling you because I fucking don't shut up and I'm just telling you everything I know about this thing because I'm excited to tell you.
Right.
That's so. It's like I've learned. That's why, to your point, I feel like it's confusing for everyone.
It is. It's confusing because then, especially like you're growing like, especially for like us like 90s, like late 80s, like we're growing up in this like it's like we've lived in two different worlds. We lived in a very problematic world, and now we live in a very progressive world. You know what I'm saying? But for the better or for the worse, right? Like we're seeing we're really seeing like it's really, I don't know how to explain it. It's like we grew up sort of in this like kind of problematic world where it's like very machismo and like things hadn't turned yet. Like we saw that life. Not that we grew up, but we kind of saw that life for like a long period of our life.
Right.
And then things started changing for us, and like as we're becoming adults into our own world, things start to get like more progressive, and like there's like been this like huge shift.
Yeah, well, I think
because I can't picture anyone being like in the 90s like mansplaining. You know what I mean? Like
you're saying you can't picture it?
I can't picture like people talking about it that way. Like I don't remember anyone.
Well, there probably wasn't a phrase for it.
That's what I'm saying. The action has always been there, but where the phrase came from.
Right.
That's the whole like what probably makes it confusing, right? Because there's like a spectrum for everything.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So like, and when you're explaining the way you thought mansplaining was, you were thinking of the mansplainer.
Right.
The movie kind of mansplainer, right? Like when we watch love on a movie, it's the highest of love. It's the extreme of love.
Right,
you know,
right.
when we watch the extreme. So like what you thought was mansplaining was like the extreme of it, but there's still some like in between. And it's not like evil. It's not like mean, but it's just like it's there, you know?
Yeah. It's like it just exists.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about like PC stuff. We should jump into our segment.
Yeah. Okay, yes. Let's definitely do that. Our
segment is shit on the internet. We're gonna call it shit-to-net. Nah, I'm playing, but we're gonna call it shit on the internet.
It's shit on the internet. This will probably be a reoccurring segment we do, and there'll probably be like a subtitle under it because because we do have, because there is so much shit on the internet. But we have specific shit today from specific.
There's a lot of shit
from specific people.
The internet is overflowing with shit.
Yeah.
There is a leakage of shit on the internet.
There are many scheiße videos on the internet.
But I have a love-hate. I have a love and hate relationship with the internet because I, on one hand, think it's the greatest thing to ever be alive, and it's the worst thing to ever be alive. Like, it is the worst, and it is the best at the same time. I'm sure a lot of people feel that way.
Yeah.
But so you're going to be seeing this segment a lot because I love shitting on the internet.
It's a never-ending segment.
Yeah. As long as the internet lives.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna
we
move this over here so we can see these suckers.
Yeah. So the both of us have 3 things on the internet.
We have, over the course of many years, curated about 7 to 9 pictures for you that we've scrubbed from the internet.
And so we're gonna talk about it, and then we're gonna because it is like, and the thing is like you said, like over the years these are the 7 things, but these are shit that like have put us over the edge lately. Like this is like, all right, I'm done with it. This is the ones we've chosen, and then we're gonna decide whether they're PC or not.
Yes. So let's go. Do you want to go here? We'll do one of yours first.
Okay. No, that's not one of mine.
Oh, it's not?
No. Yeah, it was that one.
Okay. I'll do it big. Okay, now
Okay.
it's bigger.
So let me read this for everyone. Someone made a post. We'll post it too, by the way. I'll do a Chris gesture. We'll post it. This is very feminine of me. We'll post it right here. You'll be able to see the post, but I'm gonna read it for now. For those of you that
For
like
the
listen
audio
to
listeners,
us.
yeah.
So this person I have on Facebook, they put a meme, not a meme, but like a post, and it says, "Breaking news: Lucky Charms has announced that they will be keeping their leprechaun because Irish people aren't such oversensitive little bitches." And she wrote, as her own words, "Thank God for Irish Americans. Thank God."
So there's a lot going on here.
Yeah, in her mind, mentally, on the post. Yeah.
Because I don't really, so clearly the post is, basically someone's, whoever made it, this meme is just basically saying, Irish people are just sensitive. They can dish it, but they can't handle it type of thing.
No. This person is a Republican. And this person is tired, they're making fun of the whole, remember when Aunt Jemima changed their
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
Remember?
This person's basically saying, if the Irish could keep a fucking leprechaun here, why can't we keep the Redskins or the
Yes.
Right. Okay.
So, this person thought that this was the same as everything else.
Well, this is like when you hear, guys in Boston, old school guys, when they're just everyone talks about how bad the blacks had it, but the Irish, we were the other blacks, they go through that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay, there is no denying that the Irish and the Italians and everybody that came in through that time wasn't hard, but they weren't slaves. They weren't slaves.
The thing is, everyone has it hard, right? America's hard for everyone. When you're an immigrant, it's easier,
But they weren't slaves.
But you're missing something huge. There was something big.
The shackles and the boats and the whips and the hitting and the not being able to vote.
And the raping and being 3/5 of a person. That kind of stuff.
Some psycho Republican or whatever person who doesn't believe what we're saying is just they did that to us too, goddammit.
They don't write it in the books. Yeah. But this to me is just a leper. You think this is the fucking same? You really think this is the same as the Redskins? You really think... Also, my thing is
Well, because it's not, because leprechauns are mythological creatures, and Redskins is a derogatory term for Native Americans.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Also, thank God for Irish Americans.
So that's the next layer to this.
Thank God. thank God.
Is this person, you know them? Is this ironic? Is this them saying like?
No, she thinks that like the Irish. She thinks this is what this because she's an idiot on the internet, like most people are. She thinks that like the Ireland in itself, like the Irish Americans in themselves, did this post so that she can repost it because they're proud Irish, and she's saying that they're not sensitive. So thank God for them.
Okay, so here's what's interesting about doing this, right?
Yeah.
First of all, Facebook.
First of all, she's not Irish.
I assumed so.
Yeah.
I assumed so. The thing with this that's interesting is like, it's almost like that idea of like, hey, you know what? If you don't like something, rather than publicly shitting on it, just don't give it any attention at all. But this is like, by her posting this, her intention might be, yeah, you know what? Irish people need to grow the fuck up and be, you know.
No, she's not that. No, she's saying thank God for them.
Oh, so she isn't like, I love Irish people. Thank God they're here keeping.
Because they're like, Lucky Charms is keeping the leprechaun.
I am misunderstanding everything going on. That's how confusing this shit gets.
No, it's because this shit is dumb. That's why.
Dumb internet shit.
Yeah. No, because she thinks that, like, because Irish people aren't overly sensitive people, little bitches, they're not changing the leprechaun. So thank God for the Irish Americans, for all of them, for not being sensitive. All of them. All of them. All of them. As someone who, like, dates someone from Irish American, this is stupid. Like, with all the love I have, this is ridiculous.
This is so stupid on so many levels. I am so mad because if we never did this breakdown and I just saw this post randomly on the internet, I would walk away from this with a different interpretation than what we have just come up with now. Because in my mind, and this is probably part of my, like, issue with, like, not taking in the meaning of every word, but, like, even still, regardless of me misinterpreting the post, her comment towards it, to me, seems sarcastic. Like, oh yeah, Irish people are fucking dumb, this is dumb. Like,
because no normal person talks like that. Thank God for the Irish Americans.
Yes!
That's a sarcasm word. That's
yes!
Like, you know what I mean? Like, thank God for the Irish Americans.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But I mean, let's move on.
Well, so are we gonna decide if this is PC or not?
I'm gonna say, what did I write? I said this is super PC, not problematic, promoting love, just an idiot.
I would have to agree. This is technically not PC.
Yeah.
It doesn't fall in my mind into the slots of like being not PC.
It's just stupid.
It's just stupid.
Yeah.
It's stupid. And while I pull up the next one, I do want to make a quick comment to what you said before about how, like, you know, I was born in the late 80s, you were born in the early 90s, like, and we kind of came out of an era into like a new era, right? Like all these things change. I think what makes right now specifically very interesting, you hear a lot of, like, there's almost like a difference between being liberal and being deep left. And this idea of like, and I think that's what's interesting. Like, it used to be kind of just be like liberal, conservative, Republican, Democrat, and you could be like, there was more spectrum. Where it's like now there's this like deep sect of the left where it's like the heavy PC culture, like where it gets rid of freedom of speech kind of. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, one can argue the same thing with Republicans.
Absolutely, but for so long, the Democratic side was like the side where you're like, okay, we can all just be chill and not have to worry about so much like overcorrection and judgment, like. But now there's like this. I feel like there's this like the call out culture, the you did this and you did that, and people getting like thrown under the bus for like.
Yeah, but I feel like Republicans. I feel like that it's on both sides, right? Like I feel like when a Republican was sorry, let me find my words. I feel like when a Republican was president, people would just be like, "Oh, great, we're probably gonna go to war, and we're probably like they're probably gonna spend more on war, or like we're gonna, or like tax the rich won't get taxed, and like tighter abortion rules, and when the Democrat, right, they'd be like, okay, like more social stuff, more. But I feel like both parties now have like this other layer. Like I feel like there are people in the middle, right, who are just like,
The middle's getting wider and wider and wider.
Well, yeah, I feel like there's people who are Republicans who are like, whoa, like, I don't want Mexican kids in cages. Like, you know,
Right.
like, what are we doing here?
Which is still a problem, by the way. Not trying to...
Right. I mean, now they're putting them in hotels. So
Yeah,
relax, okay? Okay? 2 stars.
And they're not even good hotels. They're Motel 8s.
But I feel like
Give them 4 seasons.
that's just what you used to do, right? Like, oh, it's gonna be a little bit more welfare Democrats, right? Like all of that. But
Yes.
I feel like now it's also like I didn't know, like I always knew the word conservative, but I really didn't know the word liberal to mean Democrat. Like I was like, oh, these are Democrats and then these are liberals. I thought there was like a difference. Because to
Right.
me, when someone's like, I'm a liberal, it's more like super left.
Well, right. I think that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a deeper one now.
Yeah.
Like, it was like Democrat, maybe like liberal Democrat,
Yeah.
and now, but there's like this new one where it's like I feel like the deep right is like QAnon people, and the deep left is like
Antifa.
yeah, okay. I guess in that
Yeah.
regard, yes, it would be Antifa.
But let's go on.
Anyway,
go
let's
on,
keep
yeah.
going. Yeah, it's an endless rabbit hole. Okay, let's pull up this other one.
I thought we were gonna do one of yours.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so I'm actually gonna say who this person is. I'm gonna redact her name so you can't look her up, but I mean, unless you want to be creepy, you can find her in 2 seconds. But so these are all for my grandmother. Okay, these are all. So there is a thing in my some people in my family, they're like, yo, did you see what grandma posted today? And for people listening, my grandmother is not like an internet savvy person as most grandmothers are.
Yeah.
Like, especially my grandmother. So like, I don't even know if she knows that she's reposting these. I don't know if someone's hacked her account. I don't know, and I don't care. But I have screenshotted these. So this is one that she posted. Again, she doesn't write comments on them. She just somehow is like reposting them.
Yeah.
So, as you can see the picture of this baby with Down syndrome, it says, I have Down syndrome. Today, T-O space day, is my birthday. Please wish me. Share if you are not ashamed of me. So, out of the gate, we got some spelling errors. Let's get the low-hanging fruit out of the way. The spelling errors, not great.
They don't even matter.
You are absolutely correct, but it had to be said. I wanted to get the easy stuff off the table.
They don't even matter. Like, I don't even, like, if this would have just, like, what?
So, here's the thing with this. Is this supposed to make someone reading this feel bad for people with Down syndrome? And then what is someone supposed to do with that?
I just don't get what this does, right? Because you repost this, right? And like, if you're a neutral human being and you're scrolling through the internet and you read this, I have Down syndrome, and you whatever, fuck the grammar. Today is my birthday. Please wish me what? Wish me what?
A happy birthday.
But wish me. Just please wish me.
Right.
Wish me. I don't fucking
wish me to not have Down syndrome.
Yeah, wish me to not have this fucking post on me while it's my fucking birthday, okay?
Right.
And people are exploiting me for fucking likes and share. You're so open. Oh my god.
Right.
Thank you for posting this. What the fuck are you doing for kids with Down syndrome, first of all? Second of all, wish me. Who knows what? Share if you are not ashamed of me. Like, what?
But like ashamed of them, who gets ashamed of someone else? It'd be like
that you don't even know.
Right, like
it's not like your son is being like, post me if you're not ashamed of me
right,
that I have
like,
Down syndrome.
Mom, I have Down syndrome. Yeah. If you don't post this picture of me on my birthday, because if you don't, then that means you're ashamed of me. But this isn't even anyone's, I mean, it's someone's kid, but it's not our kid.
Ashamed of me how?
Yeah.
But also, if I share this, what is this gonna do for this kid?
Nothing.
Not a goddamn thing.
No.
Because we don't even know what to wish him.
No. I honestly feel like this was probably like some sort of like, they say like that Russian fucking, they made all this stuff to like stir things up.
Right.
This is, I feel like, one of those things. Because Because it stirs you up, and it, just like the Lucky
because
Charms
who-
one, it
because-
stirs you up in a way over nothing.
But
Like,
this
there's
is
nothing
different.
happening
But
here.
this is different.
It is different because
Because
there's someone who's developmentally disabled on it, but, like, to your point, what does this do?
But it's different in the sense that like to stir up the pot. I don't think this is to stir. I think this is like for likes. This is all for comments and likes. Like whoever posted this has an account, like wants a lot of views, wants a lot of likes, like because like this doesn't do anything for that kid. But like what it does is like Facebook loves to be like, oh, repost, like your grandmother. Does she donate to children with Down syndrome?
No, I
Does
swear
she-
to God, the type of to give
Does
you.
she? But does she donate any money?
Not that I'm aware of. She can't pay for anything.
So
she's like.
what did this do? Like what
so
did
so
this do?
if we're gonna talk about my grandmother posting it, I honestly think it's something where she kind of doesn't really know that she's reposting it, and I think it's one of these things where like. Because she's kind of like a
Well,
little.
it asks you like 3 times if you're sure you want to repost something. Like reposting is not just a button. Like I think you gotta like hold it sometimes on certain apps, or you gotta like.
The thing with my grandmother is she's kind of like a little bit, not to a full to the full extent. She's a little bit like the mom from like Sopranos, a little bit. Like there's like a.
What's her name?
Shit, I can't think of her name right now. But like basically like. She's not quite as morbid, but there's just this like thing of her where it's just like, well, I'm gonna die alone anyway.
Yeah.
Like I'm not, like these very like she wrote me a birthday card once when I was like in high school or college, and she wrote "Have a nice life." Like this birthday card, Christopher, have a nice life, and then there was like $20 in it, but then my dad took the money from me because my dad pays
For
her
stuff, yeah.
stuff, and then he was like. Your grandmother's not. I'm gonna have to talk with your grandmother.
Yeah.
This, you don't get this.
Yeah.
Have a nice life. So I only say this to like.
but my
She's
thing
not
is, like-
she's not the type of person to be like, oh, this
But you have to like press 2 buttons to repost on Facebook.
Right.
You have to press 1, and then you have to press and then it's like, do you want to write something on it? And then you have to press it again. So she does know she's reposting. It's not a share.
But she can't be reading it too in depthly unless she chose to be like, oh, I don't mind that.
I think she's just like, oh, I'm not ashamed of this
Look
kid.
at this- Yeah. Yes.
Like,
Exactly.
I feel like it doesn't fucking
Well,
matter.
yeah. Like I'm not ashamed, and then she
Yeah.
probably sees like one of her like weird friends posting. I'm not even trying to defend her. It's
Yeah.
all weird.
Is this PC or not?
Unfortunately, I think that it is.
This one toes the line.
Well, again, but here's the thing with PC culture, I feel like, where it's like, the more, like, this is not punching down, at least on the surface in
Yeah.
an intentional way. Like, so...
But PC is like politically correct, right?
Yeah, but
So
I don't
like,
think that this doesn't, to me, it's not like it says,
But
I'm
is it-
retarded, wish me a happy
Right.
wish me a happy birthday. It's just like, again, I think, to me it falls under PC, but extremely stupid.
Okay. All right, let's move on to
Unfortunately,
the next
it bothers me. Wait, what's your rating?
I'm gonna say this is not PC.
Why?
I'm just gonna say, you don't do anything exploiting mentally challenged children for likes and just so people can think that you're a decent human being. I don't know. That's not PC to me.
Right.
You know?
Right. I see, and I see and we'll go to the next one. The thing I want to know the most is, did the person that made this to stir shit up, or did they do this thinking that this was going to be a good thing?
No, it's not to stir shit up. It's to get the reposts and the people like your grandmother just repost shit.
But I'm talking about the person who made it.
But they do it for reposts, for likes, share,
Right.
because then your page gets certified. That's not my second one.
This one?
Yeah. Alright. So this one here, we got someone posted with a picture of them looking to the abyss, right?
Off into the wherever.
Into the sea.
I would love to know what's on this, like what is actually being looked at.
It's probably like a supermarket.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Like a
yeah.
deli.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
there's a liquor store there or
Yeah.
something. this person posted a picture of them looking like mysteriously into the A train. Who knows? And it says, going to start at 12 midnight to delete people from my Facebook page. Enough is enough.
Well, I'll tell you right out of the gate, it's certainly PC. Definitely PC.
I don't get this. I don't get the whole, like, when people are like, I'm deleting fake people from my page to avoid drama, I'm like, right, but you made a whole post about it. So that is the drama.
Yes, agreed. When people do this, when I see people do things like this, on any social media platform, I'm like, oh, so you surround yourself with lunatics, which means that you are in fact a lunatic yourself, and so therefore you're sort of like, it's like a snake eating its own tail. Like, it's this never-ending, like, you think you're above and beyond it, but you're really not, and it's...
When I see this, I go, you have no life. You have nothing better to do.
Right.
I have never sat down and been like, you know what I'm going to do tonight? Delete all my Facebook people that I think are fake.
Well, that's what I was just going to say is, let's forget the fact that anyone doing this on any platform is hack, and like we just said, it's just like, oh, you're just as much of a problem as these people you're around. It's 10 times worse that it's happening on Facebook. You know what I mean? It's not even like this is happening on like a TikTok. You know what I mean? This is Facebook. Like, we just saw a post for my grandmother. Like, my grandmother could be one of these toxic people she's on that this person's unfollowing, you know? Like,
you're just like too old to be doing this. You're just too old. What happened? You know what? Like, what happened to, like, remember when Facebook was first a thing? You saw like everyone's family photos, like the Christmas and Thanksgiving, the babies, and you were like, enough already, right? I think maybe that was our fault. We were like, we don't want to see this shit anymore. We don't give a fuck about your ugly kids. And then people started posting shit like this.
yeah, well, I mean, people got too much.
It's also like, I would be embarrassed to write this. Like, if
Well,
I
you
wrote
and I
this,
would be.
If I wrote this, like, I would send out an apology, like, the next day and be like, sorry, I was on my bullshit. Like,
I was on my period.
yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I lost a video game last night.
Yeah.
Fucking-
I lost a major campaign last night.
Sorry, I really bombed hard last night in the spiral. You know? Like, I mean, is this PC or not?
Again, unfortunately, I'm going to vote this one PC. Dumb, but PC.
I'm going to say this is PC, and I'm going to say she's doing people a favor by deleting them. I'm going to say she's actually doing something good for the cause. Because I wish she would have deleted me.
I wish she would delete herself from fucking... I wish she'd delete her own fucking account from fucking Facebook.
Alright, let's move on to the next one.
Oh my god. And you know what's even sadder? We're doing a show talking about this.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
So clearly they made their point.
Right.
Clearly they're doing better than
winning.
us. Yeah.
Okay. Let's do this one.
Okay.
So, for people who are listening, there's a picture of a cute little black baby, little black kid, and underneath it says, I know that you will not share because you are racist.
The end.
That's it.
Not even a period.
Not even a period, and they capitalize the R in racist.
As they should.
As they should.
As it should always be.
The word racist is a pronoun now.
It could be.
Yeah.
A lot of people in the
Do you know what's funny about
the?
You know what the funny thing is about pronoun? Like, pronouns aren't just names. Pronouns are other things. But I feel like the word pronoun is always associated with like
Identity.
Yeah, like gender and identity stuff. But like pronouns don't just fall. Like there's like other things besides those that are pronouns. But anyway, I mean, again, this kind of falls in. This one definitely has better spelling, for sure. The grammar's better in this, so that's good.
The baby's cute. Now, not that the baby wasn't cute in the first one.
I was gonna say, what was the baby? Was the Down syndrome baby not cute to you? But you saved yourself. You were like, okay, both cute.
No. I'm just saying, like the other one, like, you know, they made the baby like look all fucked up. You know what I mean? Like,
But
not even
it
a
was
good.
a Down syndrome baby.
There's Down syndrome models. You can still make a Down syndrome person look good. But like the baby is like all fucked up. Like the baby doesn't look like it doesn't even know where it's at. You know
Well,
what I
it
mean?
also kind of okay. Now I see what you're saying. Okay, I thought you meant like the baby's physical features look fucked up. I was like, okay.
You're like, not PC.
You're like the filters are bad.
You're like, not PC.
Yeah.
No, not that the filters, but like you know.
Yeah.
That's when people look like they got their shit together. That baby doesn't look like they got their shit together. Like, why they do that baby like that? You know what I mean? This baby's cute. I mean, he doesn't have a shirt on, but babies don't need to have shirts on.
No.
They're cuter with shirts on.
Yes. Yeah, with their little chubby little armpits.
Woody Allen would agree.
Woody Allen would love this kid.
No, but all right, let's talk about it. I know that you will not share it because you are racist.
Right.
Point blank, you are racist because
So-
I don't post this because I do not repost this. I am racist.
Yes, like
The end.
if this was the law, if this was dogmatic law,
Yeah.
if we saw this, it'd be like, oh, look at that cute kid, and then you're just like, well, I mean, I don't have a I'm not racist. I have plenty of friends of color, but I don't really want to post this because it's just weird. You're racist. Like,
But you know what? I kind of feel bad for your grandmother, right? Because let's say there's this part of your grandmother who thinks like, oh well, I have to repost these things because if not, I am a racist. Like, because you know, like just like they talk about.
I think
this a
she's
lot.
believing these things.
Right, like they talk about these a lot. Where like the older someone is, like the more that they think everything on Facebook is a fact. Right, like we come from the generation of like Photoshop and like we're telling you things are things are fake on YouTube.
That
Like,
hand is weird. And
Yes.
we know about deep fakes. Like my grandmother's, she wouldn't know what a deep. There must be videos of people showing deep fakes to grandparents where they're like, "This is you," you know, like, because her head would explode.
Imagine if she saw that like black and blue dress, the white and gold dress. She would be like, ah! And
Yeah.
like, her eyes would pop out. Boop! You know?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like, but like, you know, there's like this thing where like the older someone is, the more they believe that like anything on Facebook is a fact. Like you make a post like that. I mean, I could make a meme right now. I've thought about doing a social media account where I just like post fake like things, like facts.
That's like every meme account. No, that's like every meme account.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of just doing that.
Unverified information put into
Yeah.
a digestible thing with Shrek in it.
Yeah, with like Lord Farquaad or something. But like your poor grandmother's like, oh, if you asked her, she was probably like, I'm not a racist, Chris. Are you? Did you repost that? You know what I mean?
Right. I also, now that you're saying it that way, I think now it's giving me a better sense of like, I wonder if she like posted because she sees other people that she follows posting it, so she feels like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do, so I should do this.
Yeah.
Man, I really have the urge in me to try to call her right now and ask her about these fucking.
Hey, Grandma. I know that you're not
I
a racist.
saw your post recently. Thank God you're not a racist.
So is this PC or not?
I mean, unfortunately, yes. I think, again, this to me, what I understand of the PC world, this is not. I mean, unless, because like PC is, we're saying PC like going beyond just like language, right? We're talking about like sentiments, like
Whatever.
because so like yeah, like I mean, I guess maybe again the argument, if you want to make the argument that there's a picture of a child. But, like, I also don't know where this picture came from. This could be, like, a Gerber baby that's, like, already a picture that's out in public and they use this kid. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I also think that if you're a parent and posting pictures... If you're on any social media posting any pictures of your family, that's up for grabs to be turned into a fucking meme and put out there. So, I guess if you're going to say anything's not PC about this or the other Down syndrome birthday boy, like... It would be maybe that the kid's picture is being used, but again, it's like that picture must be out there at some capacity.
Yeah, I think it's PC.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I do.
Super PC.
I have never been in a situation where I'm like, yeah, it's PC.
Because it feels morally wrong. I think
Yes!
that's why.
We have found a loophole of things that are PC. And by the way, if you guys are listening or watching, please write in and tell us if you think that any of these pictures or things that we're doing are PC.
You're dying to tell us your thoughts.
Well, but I would love to get maybe there's something you and I aren't realizing that maybe is or is not PC about these things.
Let's go to the next one. We'll go to the next one with your grandmother.
What's that?
Real quick, what are we doing on time?
I don't think we're recording. I mean, these are recording, so we have the audio, but there's no point in talking in the mics. The time code's not going. Always record. Always record. Hey, maybe if I mansplained to you how to use the goddamn Zoom recorder, maybe you'd know how to do it. Hey everyone, we found a way mansplaining's good. If you have a podcast and you have a female podcast partner, explain to her how to hit record, because when you have a podcast, you want to record the podcast so that people can hear the podcast, because if you don't record it, then they won't have the audio to listen to it. So anyway.
Hey everyone, if you have a co-host who puts the time facing him.
Wow! We have a co-host who's gonna blame the other co-host. I'm not even mad.
Are you gonna let me finish my sentence? Because I let you finish your stupid little mansplaining thing about recording, right? Not once did this motherfucker say, "Oh, you know what? We are not recording." Because when this is facing me, I look at it all the time. So you should pay attention more, okay? Maybe stop drinking on the fucking job. Maybe if you didn't have too many Negronis.
Just so you guys know.
Alcohol and drugs, hell of a thing.
Just so you guys know, all the cameras, I hit 3 record buttons. She had to hit 1 record button, and she didn't hit that. I don't even know why I'm hitting the mic, talking into the mic. Wait, we should still record anyway, because it will be funny when the audio gets really gets suddenly perfect all of a sudden.
Did you ask me to help you with the cameras?
No,
because a woman couldn't possibly deal with that. The way he had to put his little folder, he had to curate his little folder and put it in my hard drive because he has to do because I don't know anything about light. I'm dumb. He can't teach me. He doesn't have time. Anyways, let's move on. We're doing great on time.
I don't. Oh, did you check the timers on there?
In.
Okay, cool.
We're gonna have to wrap it up.
Okay. Wait, so what's the next one we're doing? That's so funny we did a record. I love this.
Let's just move on. Let's do the potato head and then move on to our stories cuz we're an hour in.
Okay. Oh wait, hold on. Facebook post. Just 1 button. That's all you had to hit. Anyway.
How many buttons have you fucked up here? You showed me the same post 3 times. Fucking talk to me about buttons. Still wrong. Still fucking wrong.
Wait, which one is it?
Didn't I just say potato head? Shouldn't you be looking for a fucking potato?
I'm going to play all the wrong ones I pulled up. I'm just going to flash them out here.
All right, so this is a picture of Potato Head, who was formerly known as Mr. Potato Head, is now Potato Head. So someone put, imagine being so unhappy with your life that you're offended by a plastic potato. Okay, so my question for you is, the person who wrote this, are they liberal or are they Republican?
I'm going to reread it one more time because I've been fucked up on all the ones. We've been fucked up on all the ones. Imagine being so unhappy with your life that you're offended by a plastic potato. Okay. They are not left. They are basically saying you have too much time on your hands
to be
Okay.
worried about the gender of a potato head toy.
So you're right. A Republican wrote this, right?
Right.
But here's the thing. And they wrote was liberals are sensitive, right? But wouldn't you agree that him posting this is him being offended by a plastic potato?
Correct.
So
Correct.
my thing is, all these people up in arms.
It's the same thing.
And you are fighting. Your argument for the other person is the same argument for the other person.
Right. Well, it boils down to that classic thing where they say usually it's something to the effect of like, if you are mad at someone or you don't like them, it's usually because you see like you see yourself in that other thing.
Right.
So it's that same kind of idea where it's just like, it's like a paradox. It's like hard for me to even say it. It's like you are doing the thing that you're complaining about.
Yes.
It's this like fucking insane.
And I feel like this is the perfect post to describe the hard right and the hard left. This is like perfect. This is like if you took their argument, it is perfect. Like you being mad that Mr. Potato Head went from Mr. Potato Head to Potato Head, you are sensitive over this potato too.
Okay, so here's what's interesting about it is that I think the extra layer to all of this is the fact that you're posting about it.
Yes.
And we've kind of said that with all these things so far, but like if it's okay, like anybody, like if we went around on the street and said, what do you think about the fact that they changed Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head to just Potato Head to whatever, align with today's standards of whatever, whatever it's all called, and gender fluidity. So like, of course, like it's one thing to be asked and have an opinion. It's another thing to be like, this is ridiculous.
Yes.
Like publicly, like this is ridiculous.
Yes.
You know?
To go out your way to post something and be mad about it. You're doing the same thing.
Right.
And and to be like fair too, like I don't remember anybody on the left side really like bothering Hasbro about Mr. Potato Head.
I'm sure some factions of some people did, but to say that all of the
I didn't see. I mean, we as comedians, there's a lot of liberals, and that's how I'm like up on all my news too, because like comedians jump at it right away. Like I didn't see people being like, change Mr. Potato Head, change Mr. Potato Head. Like this is just Hasbro on its own. Whoever's running it, like whoever's
is it really though?
Yes, all these companies.
I'm legit asking.
Like
I didn't read an article about it. I just literally heard like a news thing. They're changing it.
All
and
these companies, like Dr. Seuss, like Captain Underpants, like all these, like Dr. Seuss. There's like 5. This is like from within. This isn't like people are like.
Oh, I thought the Dr. Seuss thing was called out by people, but maybe
it was called out by someone who worked for them and was like, "Hey."
So it's a whistleblower.
No, it was like an inside meeting.
That's what it. Oh.
No, it's an inside meeting. Like you hire people and someone was like, "Hey, just to let you know, we have books that are problematic." And then it was just like, "Oh, okay, let's take them out." It's not like someone was like, how fucking dare you? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
These are just companies that are just like, all right, times are changing. What can we do? Like,
I don't even think that they thought that. I didn't read it, so I believe you. So Hasbro made the decision. I don't even think Hasbro was like, hey, times are changing, let's do it. I bet they're like, we got to get ahead of this before they get us. That's how I look at it. Because if they didn't feel the pressure,
but it goes hand. But they don't. But like, my thing is like, once it's brought up to you, then yes, right? Like with the Dr. Seuss stuff, right? They're probably like, let's get them out before someone else notices and blames us for something. But also, we are just aware of this now. You know what I mean? Because like, you hear Dr. Seuss, it's not like one guy. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like the Dr. Seuss running the company. It's not like the Chocolate Factory, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
like,
other people had to approve it.
Yes. And so, like, And like there's years of like removing the CEO and then replacing the CIO, new VP. Like there's a lot of things happening, like writing new books, like the thing with Dave Chappelle for instance, right? And this Comedy Central, right? Where he didn't have his money but the VP didn't know, like the CEO didn't know that. Like, you know what I mean?
What do you mean? I don't know.
So
with the deal he worked out with the Chappelle show?
Yeah, like that CEO had no idea of the prior contract he had.
Right.
That CEO just knows, we have rights to the Dave Chappelle show.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because he said it. He didn't know what was happening. And like most people his age, he said it about the CEO. Most people his age, he's young. Most people his age want to make the past right. So he did. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like this is like that's what's happening here. Like you have like young CEOs, not young but like our age who are just more aware and they're like, hey, what, and then this is brought up to them. You know what? I mean, if you were the CEO of Dr. Seuss and they were like, Chris, we have these books that are problematic. Like, yeah, you're gonna be like, let's get those out before we get ahead of it. But also you weren't aware of it. So I don't think it's like I don't think it's like a pussy move. I just think it's like I don't think it's necessary. I think it goes hand in hand, right? I don't think it's I don't think it's oh, well, you found out, so let's get it out. It's like, oh, shit, like, did anybody know that? No, we haven't read a fucking old-ass Dr. Seuss book in a long fucking time.
Yeah. The whole thing, and I know we're running out of time, but the whole thing just makes me, and not because I'm against changes being made for the better for things that like, but I also don't like that things maybe can't exist and like maybe statements can't be made to say, hey, look, this was a thing of a different time. Maybe we're not going to be selling this book, or the book comes with a warning. Or just like something like that, rather than be like, I mean, the potato head thing is different because like they're not getting rid of the toy, they're just changing the name of the toy, I assume.
But get rid of the book. I mean, have you seen the books?
Right, but it's also like, okay, but if you do the book, I don't know all the books. So
but did you see a picture? Because I have a feeling that you didn't see them by the way you're talking about it.
No, I did not.
So I would look at them. I would look at the Dr. Seuss book that we are. I'm telling you.
No, I know. But what about like? Do you know about like the Disney thing that they're doing? Like they're putting like these huge, like they're not canceling Aladdin, but like Pocahontas.
But Aladdin is not problematic.
Yes, it is, because Disney now put this thing out where they're doing this huge big like trigger warning. You're about to watch an animated show about like a fantastic, like I don't know the language they use, but basically it's like, just so you know, this is racist as fuck. But when you watch it, it's like, look, I'm not Middle Eastern, so I don't know how all that works.
But they're not racist as fuck. It's just like it's stereotypical, right? It's stereotypes, and that's different.
But it's also not real. There's magic carpets and genies.
But that's different compared to racism. Those books had black people like ugly, black like this, red lips, huge red lips like this. Right. That is a difference. You know what I mean? That is not like, oh, we had a book and it had whites only and black only. Like it was about a restaurant and it was white and black. No, it was how they made black people look. That's what I'm telling you.
Yes, that's problematic. And again, I'm not like all up on the.
But that's why when you were like, can't we just put a warning sign? It's not about. It's about what they look like.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like black people don't look like that. You know, that's
right.
That's racist. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's the picture I saw is like a couple of rows of black men and they all literally copy and paste, black face, like red lips. Just Google.
Maybe we could even discuss it next time and do a little bit of research. But yeah. Because I know what you mean about that. Because like I know like Warner Brothers, like there's like some like stuff where it's just like, hey there, Joe, and it's like, and,
don't get me wrong,
fucking
like,
black.
I mean, like I've been on the other side too, where like, even though I'm gay and Hispanic, like I've been on the other side where I'm like, what is this PC shit, right? Like, what, like,
yeah, and it's tough for me.
well, I had this like, I had this interaction with a group. I won't say what I was doing with them, but I worked on a project with a certain group, and this group is a nonprofit group, and they focus on the LGBTQIA organization. And
I thought there was more coming after it. You're like, organization.
I'm like, organs. I don't. But I worked with this group on this project, and before I worked with this group, I got like a list of things I couldn't say. And on the list was, I couldn't say, hey guys, or anything like that. Like, hey guys, you guys are doing great. Keep it going, guys. I couldn't say guys. I couldn't assume pronouns or anything like that.
That's
right?
my biggest.
And you know why? Because we're Northeasterns. Because we're from like the Northeast.
Yeah.
That hey guys has nothing to do with any logic.
Nothing.
It does not have any. But I couldn't say you're killing it. Like, because of what I was doing with them, it was kind of like I could encourage them and be like, you guys, like, you're killing it. Like, everyone here is killing it. I couldn't use those words. And just
for people listening, this job you're talking about, you run a bleep that out. That's all bleeped.
Oh
everything
God.
I just said is bleeped because I didn't realize. Anyway, bleeped it. Bleep.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll do it in post.
Yeah, but I'll tell you now, and we'll like cut it. The reason why I don't want to say it is because they're huge.
Okay.
It's a huge group, and I don't even want to. Yeah, I don't
Okay,
even want to say.
Cool.
Because there could be some you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'll explain later. So I worked with this group on this project. There was a lot of things I couldn't say, right? Including, hey guys, you're killing it, right? Like I couldn't encouragement even. You're killing it. Encouragement, because the word killing was in it, because killing for this group, like with the LGBTQIA,
a bunch of murderers up in there.
well, like they've like killing is trauma, like, right? I couldn't say this is crazy. Like I couldn't say like
this.
I couldn't say anything was crazy. I couldn't use the word crazy. Like they asked me to say like the word bananas instead of crazy.
Can I tell you something that's crazy? Let me tell you something that's crazy. I'm going to mansplain something to you right now. What's crazy is that give it 5 years, they're going to say, you can't say bananas because bananas is another term for crazy, and we all know what bananas mean. So now we want you to say some other fucking word.
Can see it go,
and then it's going to dilute it to some lunacy.
I can even see it going, you can't say bananas because that's phallic, and like it is gender.
Right,
like,
right. It's gender associated and male forward. Right.
But my thing is like, look, like, and of course they said all the pronouns, right? And I don't like to say I don't care, right? Because I don't care is just like dismissive. But I do not mind pronouns. I do not mind when someone when someone is like, I identify as this, I identify as that. I don't care. Like I don't.
Yes, I agree.
And I don't care in like a good way, not like in a dismissive way, right? But like I couldn't say things like manpower, right? And I would never use those words. But I was just like, does context not matter anymore?
No, it doesn't.
Because like
it does not.
Because like my mom worked in the Twin Towers, and she was working there when 9/11 happened, and she wasn't there. Like she's fine.
She's fine.
No,
it's just funny the way you say. Anyway, sorry.
Like,
keep going.
Oh, because it was like dramatic. Like
it was like dramatic, and like she's obviously still alive. You're like, she's fine.
So she's fine. She wasn't there.
Right,
she wasn't
right.
there, but a lot of people that even weren't there like had trauma. Like my mom had like
my uncle did. Yes,
yeah.
He's got like a little bit of PTSD.
Yeah, and he wasn't, and my mom wasn't even there. I don't know if your uncle was there.
He was like he worked like a block away.
Yeah.
And he's like weird about planes and cars and shit.
Well, at least he was a block away. But my mom, like, I think knowing that she could have been there and like having that shattered, that like, because that was her day to work. I was switching schools, and that's why my mom wasn't there. Mm-hmm. It was her time to work too. It was like at 8, like,
right.
So she would have been there, and I think that caused her a lot of trauma. Mm-hmm. But like, could you like, like, and I'm not trying to make I'm not trying to make fun of anybody. I'm not trying to make fun of like this LGBTQ PC. I'm not trying to make fun of anybody. I'm just trying to understand, right? Because there's a couple of things. I can understand that, like, as a gay woman in New York, I don't have it as hard as other gays from other places.
Correct.
You know what I mean? I didn't have it hard. I didn't have to be in the closet. Like, I was in the closet for myself. That was all my doing. Like, I didn't have, like, my mom does not care. I mean, my mom is gay, but my family doesn't care. I have a aunt who's Pentecostal, thinks that gay people are possessed by gay demons.
Vilified, yeah.
But she, every time I speak to her on the phone, tell Kate I love her. Like, makes no sense. But like I didn't have that problem. And so, like, I think sometimes I could be insensitive because I'm like, what are you talking about? But I understand that I've had it easier.
So here's what I think because what I don't want to do is I'm saying this for me, not for us. What I don't want to start just spouting opinions because none of you want to hear it coming out of my mouth fucking anyway.
Yeah.
But I think what really is the issue here is that, to your point, you're a gay woman in the United States. You're from New York, and there are gay people from the Midwest, the South, and other parts of... I'm sure there's gay people in New York that have parents that aren't fucking cool, and that aren't cool with it, right? But that shouldn't mean that we're controlling language and that we have to treat some people sheltered and like with a handicap and then other people without it. Like, we should all be treated like the same, right? But
here's the thing, right? Like, as someone who's like, seriously, I don't want to offend anyone. Like, all jokes aside, like, I found myself being like, it was the most anxious I've been to work with anybody because I was just like talking like a robot, and my fear was like, hey guys, right? Like, I would say that I am in a group chat with a bunch of girls. I would say that there, hey guys, going out for brunch, want to come? Like, it has nothing to do with sex or sexuality or identity. And so, like, I was I say that all the time. Nice job, guys. Like, hey, guys. Okay, guys. Anyone got a question? And it's like, it's just so loose out of my, like, it comes out so loose that I was just like, hello, everyone. And you can tell that I am processing every word that I am about to say.
Ice. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, I was mad, and then I felt bad for being mad, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because, and again, like, to me, like, my brother's gay. Like, I know you. There is, and I know I'm stereotyping, but, like, to me, all my friends who are gay, there is, like, a freedom. Even for me, when I'm with, there's a liberation, a freedom. Like, I'm getting, like, kind of goosebumps even talking about it. Like, it's...
Wow, that's gay.
It is gay. It is fucking gay. It's gay as hell. But, like, it's true. Like, there is this sense of freedom when you're around people like that, and to then be like putting those like hard rules down, and being like, you can't say these things, and then that whole, what I consider like a movement, that whole time, it's like paradoxically gone backwards on itself.
Yeah,
where it's like, so now that's gone. Like, and not to say that being gay is like, oh, you're just this loose, you just say whatever, and this, you know, devil may care attitude, but we're like, what is going to sound like I am halfway making a joke, but like, what happened to you LGBTQ plus? Like, what happened to like the let's be free and like,
but what happened?
Let's not overthink these stupid things and worry about the things that are important. It's just like this weird. And so now even someone like you're part of the LGBTQ plus world, and you are walking on eggshells.
But why are we... Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's this insane... I don't know.
But why are we using every word as a slur?
Yes.
It's like, not like, I'm like, hey guys, it's not a slur. Like killing it. Like, the reason why I brought up my mom, but could you imagine like me being like, as a stand-up comedian being like, hey, I can't tell my mom that I bombed today. I gotta tell her that I did bad. You know what I mean? Right. It's just like language, like, right? Like, it's like, I'm not talking about a bomb, but like, it's like we can't almost separate it no more. Right. We can't take context. It's all about, oh, he said the word. He said the word. He said, "Hey guys."
Right.
He said, "Hey guys."
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
he said, "Killing it. It
Yes.
doesn't matter." Like, oh, he said crazy because the thing was they didn't want me to say crazy because a lot of LGBTQA people are called crazy because it used to be like a mental health. Remember, like it's
Right.
like
Yeah,
mental
yeah.
health issues,
And they're
it's-
not right.
And I'm like, whoa. I'm like, you are taking, like, it's already hard to be gay. Okay? It's already, like, hard to be gay, right? For yourself, just, like, finding out yourself, even in some parts, still, there are parts where it's illegal to be gay, okay?
Right.
So it's hard to be gay. But then to, like, throw all this extra baggage on us, like, I couldn't imagine if I went around the world being like, I can't hear these words that mean nothing to anybody.
And imagine a world where like became like the law. Like we're now like, how is the world supposed to function? Like, think about this. If you can't say those types of words, then how are TV shows going to get made? How's any art going to get made? Like, how does anything get made if you're just this like,
my real
you
question,
can't say this and you can't say that and everything's offensive and this is and to your point, I feel like there's not everybody, but there's a strong voiced group of people from all different parts, but where it's just like they can't move past the little things. They're sitting there listening to you talk. As comedians, I hear it. You do a show in a very progressive place. They're not there to laugh. They're there to be like, it's like I gotcha.
Yeah.
It's like I gotcha.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
No, yeah. I mean, my question is just like, is it ever gonna stop? Are we ever like, because like I can see them being like, just hey, don't use hey guys, like use hey everyone, fine, right? We can all get used to that, right? Like that's not my problem. But it's like to me it was like also like you're killing it. This is crazy. It was like the adding of the words that I was like, whoa. I was you know, like fine, you can be like okay everyone, like
y'all.
You can y'all.
Texas has it figured out with the y'all.
Yeah, but that's racist. Right? Like
y'all's racist?
Someone can argue because it's so deep south, right?
But y'all's not derogatory.
But I'm saying you can use it the same way.
Somebody could stretch it. I'm sure, just
But
like with
that's
banana.
what I'm
just
saying.
like with banana, right? They can stretch it into being right.
That's
sure.
what I'm saying. Like
Sure.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it starts off like that.
I think the only way to be a true PC person is you are like born and then you just like stand in a dark room. And don't interact with anybody and don't do anything that can like stir up anybody in any type of a way.
I'm just gonna invent my own language. I'm just gonna talk my own
no one
shit.
can understand you.
Yeah.
But then no, people will still find a reason to get upset with you. Be like, I don't appreciate your body language.
Or then the xenophobes come out.
Yeah.
Then the xenophobes come out.
You pointed at me and that's a micro, you know what I mean? Yeah. They'll get you. They'll get you.
I mean, I just like I'm just like really context doesn't matter, and it's like intent doesn't matter anymore. You know what I mean?
No.
It's like we almost dehumanize. And you know, I have an uncle who passed away in the early 2000s, and he was a drag queen, and he passed away of AIDS. And like, I can't imagine. Like, even my mom is an OG gay. You know what I mean? Like I can't imagine. Like, my mom is not offended by anything, by anything. And it's just like, and my uncle, like, you know, he didn't want to be called faggot. And my mom doesn't want to be called a dyke. You know what I mean? But like anything else is fair play. Like, it's just like, I don't know. I want to, and my uncle had like a very sharp tongue, and I would love for my uncle to be here and to talk to him and be like, what do you think about like all of this that's going on? Because he's like he was like a drag queen when that shit wasn't on TV.
Yeah.
You know, when that shit was
he was in it for the love of the game.
Yeah. And like,
not that the drag queens today aren't. You are all beautiful empresses and you deserve more for what you're doing.
So it's just like very interesting, you know? It's like this PC stuff is very interesting. But
yeah.
You know,
I could go because I could go on a tangent because I have one friend who I haven't talked about in the show who's an anomaly, and I won't even tell stories about him, but to give you guys a brief profile of him, I went to high school with him. He was in the closet, but he was straight at the time, came out in college, and is now a detective, Key West, owns fishing boats, voted for Trump, owns guns, but like on the weekends dresses like a fairy and has like 5 dude butt train orgies, but then like is like
Does he really dress like a fairy, or you just?
I've seen pictures of
Okay.
he'll like
No,
not
you have to-
always
no, but you
not
have to-
always but
you-
yes,
But you have to explain yourself because
because I could be being derogatory, right? I know,
but
he literally does.
Yeah.
There is it's not online because of his job and stuff, but like, and I think people he knows that he works with know that he is gay, but like I couldn't imagine him on that Zoom show because he's not an entertainer, he's a cop.
Yeah.
He's a detective. This guy's doing massive multi-kilo drug busts and shit. And in that Zoom meeting, he says, guys, I mean, we would go fishing with my friends and we're all straight. And he's a licensee captain.
Yeah.
And all the guys, we'd be like pulling a fish and the fish would be flopping around and it'd be like me and some of my buddies. And we'd be like trying to grab like the fish. Fuck, I'm about to mansplain something to you. Did you ever grab a fish by the gills? Yes or no? Because you know how they're sharp? The gills
That's
are fucking
not even
sharp.
mansplaining, but yes, I have.
Okay.
That's just a question.
I didn't know. Well, because I'm trying not to mansplain. We're in PC world. I'm trying to be PC. I'm just, so like when you grab gills, they're fucking sharp.
No, I used to go fishing with my dad a lot.
Okay. Yeah. So you know, so like and like the gills are kind of, and I'm not to the people, like the gills, like it like goes near their teeth. So like you're kind of like scared, especially when the fish are fucking big and like your whole hand goes in their gills. So the thing's like flopping around. We're like,
And you don't want your finger in a fish's mouth.
No. And I bleep his name if I said the full name, but he would come over and he'd be like, get out of the way, faggot. And like pick this fish up, gut it, pull the knife down its belly and put it on the thing and start filleting it and like use the rest of his chum. He would bait we didn't know what we were doing.
Yeah.
He was gay-splaining whatever his world is to the rest of us. It was like, and when I hear all this stuff, the don't say kill and how far it's gone, I'm just like, I know, I don't even know people like that. I've met them, but I don't even like know, they're not in my world. So it's just like when we talk about this stuff, like I do have some point of reference, and it's I don't like when whatever people that believe that saying things like you killed it and this is crazy. I can understand saying don't call people crazy. That's not cool. I don't think you should necessarily do that to anybody, right? You shouldn't be calling anybody crazy. If you're look, I'm not offended. But like I would get that more. But you're saying this is crazy, like this
Like,
popsicle is crazy good. This popsicle's crazy.
But also, like, you guys are killing it. I'm not like people should kill you guys. You
Yes,
know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
Like, you guys should kill yourself
Right.
for being gay.
I could see them saying like, this fucking, your answer is suicidal.
Oh my God.
That's a suicidal answer. Like, okay, I get that, but like, you killed it? It's like, come on.
It's just like it's the context. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's just like I just wanted to tell that story just because like as a gay woman who's Hispanic, like I was just like
A Latinx woman.
I was like I thought when I heard Latinx, I thought it was about like Latins with superpowers.
I wish we saved that for what did you think Latinx was? Because you know what I thought Latinx was? I thought it was for, I swear to God, I just heard it and this is what I thought. I thought it was for people who were like, whatever, DNA genetically like Latin American, but didn't identify as Latin. Like maybe they had like very light skin and like didn't on the surface look Hispanic. So they were like, I'm Latinx. Like that's what I thought.
I thought it was X-Men. Like I was like, oh, they have superpowers. It's like it's like the X-Men.
Ole.
We're all
What?
Mame bicho, like I was like,
What would your not your normal superpower, what would your Latin superpower be?
oh my God, to make our mothers listen to us. That'd be my Latin superpower.
To make any mother listen to their children?
Yeah. To make our mothers understand the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would ask you what your superpower, like your Latin superpower is, but you're not Latin. Well, you are Latin, you're not Hispanic, right? Because you're Italian, right? Are you considered Latin?
I don't. Linguistically,
Okay,
linguistically, I think so, but I don't think
Well, you guys don't want to be called that, sure.
Yeah, no, we don't fuck with that, bro.
Even though you tan, okay.
Yeah. We might get as tan as you.
Even though your dad has shares my skin color.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. You seriously could be my dad's daughter.
Yeah, I am. I'm here to murder you.
Yeah. Get. Step.
I'm Jude Jr.
I'm Jude Jr.
Oh man! All right. Well, thank you for listening to Splittin Hairs, guys.
Thanks for listening. That got deep but fun.
Yes. We appreciate you guys listening to us. We really do. And if there's anything you want to hear, please message us. We have Instagram. We have Twitter.
Yeah.
We have YouTube.
The emails up.
And if there's something you don't want us to talk about, go bananas on yourself.
Yeah, go bananas and write us and tell us all the things that you would like us to hear us not say, and then rate the show and tell us whether or not it's PC or not.
No, but seriously, thank you for listening. I'm Ashlynn Salzano.
My name is Chris Metcalf.
All right, we want to do the 1, 2, 3 thing.
Yeah, okay. Do you have one?
I don't have one. Do you have one?
I could try to whip one up.
All right.
Okay. Would you rather be ashamed of people with Down syndrome or be racist? 1, 2, 3. Ashamed of people with Down syndrome. Are you not participating in that one?
No.